morning. Today we will discuss regarding introduction to metrology. The word metrology is derived from two Greek words. Metro means measurement and logy means it is a science. So metrology means the science of pure measurements. Metrology is the field of knowledge concerned with measurement and includes both theoretical and practical problems with reference to measurement. So, metrology is the science of weights and measures. Depending upon the quantity under consideration, it is divided into metrology of length, metrology of time, etc. Depending upon field of application, it is divided into industrial metrology, medical metrology, etc. But for engineering purposes, it is restricted to measurements of length and angles and other quantities which are expressed in linear or angular terms. The basic purpose of measurement in the engineering industry is to determine whether a component has been manufactured according to engineering drawing. It is necessary to see whether the result is with sufficient correctness and accuracy for a particular need. So, this will depend on the method of measurement, measuring devices used, etc. Thus, the metrology is not only limited to length and angle measurement but also concerned with numerous problems related with the measurement. In practical applications, it is the enforcement, verification, and validation of predefined standards. So, metrology is also concerned with the units of measurement and their standards, methods of measurement based on agreed units and standards, errors in measurement, measuring instruments and devices, accuracy of measuring instruments and their care, industrial inspection and its various techniques, and design, manufacturing, and testing of gauges of all kinds. Then, need of inspection. So, inspection means checking of all materials, products, or components at various stages during manufacturing. It is the act of comparing materials, products, or components with some established standard. In old days, the production was on a small scale. Different parts were made and assembled by the same operator. If the parts did not fit properly at the time of assembly, he used to make the necessary adjustments in the mating parts. Therefore, it was not necessary to make similar parts exactly alike as there was no need of inspection. Nowadays, the products are being manufactured on a large scale due to low cost methods of mass production. When a large number of identical parts are manufactured on the basis of interchangeability, if their dimensions are actually measured every time, lot of time will be required. To save this time, the gauges are used. Thus, the need of inspection arises to ensure that the part, material, or component conforms to the established standard. Second, to meet interchangeability of manufacture. Third, to maintain customer relation by ensuring that no faulty products reaches to the customer. Then it provides the means of finding out shortcomings in manufacture. It also helps to purchase good quality of raw materials, tools, equipment which governs the quality of finished product and to take decision on the defective parts, that is to judge the possibility of making some of these parts acceptable after minor repairs. So that is the need of inspection. Then elements of metrology. So the first element is the standard. The most basic element of measurement is standard, without which no measurement is possible. So standard, it is a physical representation of unit of measurement. So different standards have been developed for various units, including fundamental units as well as derived units. Then second element is workpiece. So workpiece is the object to be measured or measured part. So variations in geometry and surface finish of the measured part directly affect the measuring system's repeatability. Then third element, instruments. So instrument is a device which, with the help of which the measurement can be done. The instrument must be selected based on the tolerance of the parts to be measured, the type of environment, and the skill level of operators. It should be remembered that what type of instruments the customer prefer to measure. Next element is person. There must be some person or mechanism to carry out the measurement. So modern gauges are increasingly easy to use, but the failure to adequately train the operating personnel will lead a poor performance. Then standard. The measurement should be performed under standard environment. So the temperature, dirt, humidity, and vibration are the four environmental factors that influence measurement. So vernier scale division of the vernier caliper always changes when the measurement process is carried for n number of times for same dimension. The environment is indirectly related to temperature, humidity, conditioning, etc. Then methods of measurement. In precision measurement, various methods of measurement are adopted depending upon the accuracy required and the amount of permissible error. So the methods of measurement can be classified as, first is direct method. In this, the value of the quantity to be measured is directly obtained without any calculations, or the quantity to be measured is directly compared with the primary or secondary standard. So this method is widely employed in production field. Examples: measurement using scales, vernier calipers, micrometers, etc. This method is not very accurate because it depends on human insensitiveness in making judgment. So, in a direct method, the value of the quantity to be measured is obtained directly without any calculations. Then next method is indirect method. In this, the value of the quantity to be measured is obtained by measuring other quantities which are functionally related to the required value. So examples are the angle measurement by sine bar. So you can see the diagram of direct measurement. You can measure directly without any calculations for the direct measurement, and this is a diagram for indirect measurement. So you can find out the height of tree by measuring other quantities which are functionally related to the required value. So you can see, you can use the Pythagoras for that, or other concepts for measurement of tree. Then absolute or fundamental methods. In this method, the measurement is based on the measurements of base quantities used to define the quantity. For example, clearances between components by filler gauges. So the quantity under consideration is directly measured and is then linked with the definition of that quantity. Then comparative method. In this, the value of the quantity to be measured is compared with known value of the same quantity or other quantity practically related to it. So in this method, only the deviations from the master gauge are determined. Examples of comparative methods are dial indicators and other comparators. So you can see the fundamental diagram of fundamental measurement. So it is based on the measurement of the base quantities used to define the quantity. And this is a comparison measurement. Then transposition method. So this method involves making the measurement by direct comparison wherein the quantity to be measured is initially balanced by the known value of the same quantity. Then coincidence method. In this, a very small difference between the value of the quantity to be measured and the reference is determined by the observation of the coincidence of the certain lines or signals. Examples are measurement of vernier caliper, micrometer. That is the coincidence method. Then deflection method. In this, the value of the quantity to be measured is directly indicated by a deflection of a pointer on a calibrated scale. For example, pressure gauge. Then null measurement method. In this method, the difference between the value of the quantity to be measured and the known value of the same quantity with which comparison is to be made is brought to be zero. That is a null measurement method. Then substitution method. This method involves the replacement of the value of the quantity to be measured with a known value of the same quantity so selected that the effects produced in the indicating device by these two values are the same. So this is a deflection measurement. So in a deflection method, the value of the quantity to be measured is directly indicated by the deflection of a pointer on a calibrated scale. You can see there is a pointer and the calibrated scale so that you can see the value. Then null method measurement. Then contact method. In this method, the sensor or measuring tip of the instrument actually touches the surface to be measured. For example, dial indicators, micrometer, vernier caliper. Then contactless method. In this, there is a no direct contact with the surface to be measured. So for example, measurement by optical instruments, etc. or toolmaker's microscope, profile projector. So there is a no direct contact of the instruments to the surface to be measured. Then composite method. The actual contour of a component to be checked is compared with its maximum and minimum tolerance limit. That is a composite method. So this is a contact measurement by using, so there is a contact between the surface to be measured and the instrument. So it is a contact measurement. This is a measurement by vernier caliper. Then contactless measurement. So there is a no actual contact between the surface to be measured and the instrument. There is a contactless measurement. Then basic concepts of measurements. So the sequence of operations necessary for the execution of measurement is called process of measurement. So there are three important elements of measurement. So first is measurand. So it is the physical quantity or property like length, angle, diameter, thickness, etc. to be measured. That is called a measurand. It is a physical quantity that to be measured, that is called the measurand. Then reference, it is the physical quantity or property to which quantitative comparisons are made, that is called a reference. Then third element is comparator. It is the means of comparing measurand with some reference, that is called a comparator. Or means it is an instrument, so it is the means of comparing measurand with some reference. For example, to measure the length of ms flat, so in this case the length of ms flat is measurand, that is quantity that to be measured. Then stood rule, it is a reference, and the I is considered as a comparator. Then principles of metrology. So fundamental units and standards. So first is International System of Units, SI. It is established in 1960 by CGPM, that is General Conference of Weight and Measures. For example, force, it is measured in Newton. It is indicated by N. So it has the advantages of coherency of SI units, same system and unit of measurement regardless of industries, and minimum of conversion factors. So some SI based units that are shown, the length, mass, time, current, temperature, etc., that is shown, and the in the next column the units are shown, and this is a table for base units. So there is a table having parameter, SI unit, abbreviation and definition for that particular parameters that are shown. So the length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, luminous intensity, amount of substance, that is shown, and for that particular parameters the SI units and its abbreviations are shown. Then terminologies or the terms used in measuring instruments. So first is accuracy. So accuracy is the degree to which the measured value of the quality characteristics agrees with the true value. So accuracy is the degree of agreement of the measured dimension with its true magnitude. The maximum amount by which the result differs from the true value, it is called the accuracy, and it is expressed as a percentage. Then precision. So precision is the repeatability of the measuring process. So it refers to the group of measurements for the same characteristics taken under identical conditions. So precision means it is a repeatability of the measuring process. So you can see the difference between precision and accuracy. So you can see a circle. So the in a first diagram, that is diagram A. So the black spots that are grouped outside the circle. So you can say it is a precise but not accurate. So accurate means it is a degree to which measured value of the quality characteristics agrees with the true value. Though it is outside the circle, it is not accurate, but it is a precise because there is a grouping of the black spots, or the you can say it is a gunshots. Then in a B you can see all the spots that are under the circle, means it is accurate, but it is not precise because there is a no grouping of that black spots. So it is a so because the precision, it is a repeatability of the measuring process, so there is a no grouping, all the spots that are scattered, so that measurement, it is not precise but it is accurate because it is within the circle. Then in a diagram C you can see all the shots that are within the circle at the center point, and there is a grouping of all that shots. Means this is a this measurement is precise and accurate. And in the last diagram, that is D, all the shots that are outside the circle means it is not accurate, and there is a no grouping. All the shots that are scattering outside the circle means it is also not precise. So it is not precise and not accurate. Then repeatability. Repeatability, it is the ability of the measuring instrument to repeat the same results for the measurements for the same quantity. That is called a repeatability. Then reproducibility. It is the consistency of pattern of variation in measurement. That is closeness of the agreement between the results of measurements of the same quantity. That is called the reproducibility. Then error. So it is the difference between indicated value and the true value of the quantity measured. So it is a absolute error. Then factors affecting accuracy. So two terms are associated with the accuracy in measuring equipment, that is sensitivity and consistency. So the sensitivity, it is defined as the rate of displacement of the indicating device of an instrument with respect to the measured quantity. So it is the ratio of the scale spacing to the scale division value. So the ability of the measuring equipment to detect small variation in a quantity being measured, that is called a sensitivity. Then consistency. The successive readings of the measured quantity obtained from the measuring instrument are same all the time. The equipment is said to be consistent. That is called the consistency. Then another terms, that is readability. It refers to the ease with which the readings of the measuring instrument can be read. That is called the readability. Then calibration. The calibration of the measuring instrument is necessary to measure the quantity in terms of standard units. Then range. Range is defined as the difference between lower and higher values that an instrument is able to measure. So this is a relationship between accuracy with the cost. So this is a calibration. The calibration of any measuring instrument is necessary to measure the quantity in terms of standard units. And the sensitivity is the change in the output signal upon change in the input signal. That is called a sensitivity. So this is regarding introduction to metrology. Thank you.